Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie or Cakes, and today, as per my sister's request, I will be recreating Zendaya's look from the Met Gala 2024. The dress, I really like the make of the dress, but like the colors, I wish that they had did a different combo. But that's not the point. I'm not a clothing critic, so we are gonna hop right into it. I'm gonna be using my Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. It is going to be decluttered after today. It's time. I'm sad about it, but it's time. Some other honorable discharges from the army of Debbie is going to be this Black Radiance Lash Sculptor Mascara. It was just dried out straight out of the tube. I did not like the shape of this one. It was strange. It was a strange experience. I tried to get it to work. It's not going to work. Another final discharge is going to be my Essence Camouflage Plus in the shade 60 Golden Toffee. As you can see, it's basically empty. It's time to go. Another one that I hate to part ways with, but it oxidizes like crazy now. It is very, very old. It will brick me out if I continue to use this. It's going to be the Cover FX Original Power Play Foundation in the shade N110. They don't really make this shade anymore after they were bought out, and they kind of did a scale back of the shade line, and so now this shade falls under a shade that's meant for multiple people, and I just don't think that that's true at all, so I will not be buying the new one. And lastly, I tried to love this, you guys. I tried, and I realized this is not for me, and it may not be for you either. This is the Tower 28 Super Dew in No Shade. It is literally just a kind of like a gloss over, and it's supposed to make you look dewy. I don't know what idea I had in my mind that told me that this would look good on me. It made me look like a grease monkey, so it's got to go. And it's so, like, it just feels nasty in my hand, and I don't want to give that to somebody. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not gonna give it away. It has to go in the garbage, and I hate being wasteful, but it was a waste of my time, so you know. Next, we're gonna be going in with my foundation. I want to do something easy, something light. We're just gonna be going in with my Fenty Eavesdrop in the shade 21. Let me bring you guys in. Okay, I think that's close enough. I think my spatula is still dirty, so I don't really pay attention to how much I'm using. If I need less, if I need more, I will just use it. I'm a fan of using up my foundations. And now I only have 1, 2, 3. I only have 4. Wow, that's a far cry from what I used to have. I am gonna add just a little bit more. If I do ever buy this foundation again, I would actually get it 1 shade lighter. But I do like the finish. It's very easy on the skin. It's very light on the skin. I've used it multiple times now, so I have a very good opinion of this foundation. Next, we are going to be dipping into my concealer. You already know this. Actually, I will be decluttering this as well. This is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 50 Cafe. I will be getting a replacement. It's good, and it's cheap. Like I can't quite complain about it because it's really cheap. Hey, this is what we got so far. Not bad. Not bad. I am going to contour and bronze today, but I'm not going to put on too much of either. I'll be using my Fenty matchsticks in the shade Espresso. I used to bring it out so far, but from what I've seen, it looks really good just here. So that's what I'm going to try today. And then I just want a little bit right here. Again, not too much, and I am going to be using my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush to blend that out. I think I went a little too deep. Gonna go over it. Of course, for my bronzing, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Duo in Turks and Caicos. I've already hit pan quite a while ago. I'm just going to use up as much as possible, and then it'll be time to say goodbye, I guess. Next, I'm going to be moving on to blush. I'm going to be using my Colourpop blush sticks in the shade Mic Drop. I don't really use this as much as I would like to, and I think it's as close to the shade that she's using without it being too light or too dark. I think you can kind of see it. I actually think I want to add just a little bit more. Wow, I forgot how good these blush sticks actually are. I think it's blended into my skin really well, and it hasn't pulled away any of my foundation either, which is what I was kind of afraid of. I do think one side has a little bit more blush on it, but we are just going to move right along to my highlighter. Okay, so from what I'm looking at in the photo, the highlighter hits right here, like above the cheekbone, but just beneath the eye. And it's a very, very nice, just a bright pop. But I also feel like there's some pink in that, besides it being like right on top of the blush. So I'm actually going to go in with two highlighters just to see how I feel. This first one is a monster that I created by two Colourpop collabs. One was from Hello Kitty, and then the other was from the collab they did with Karrueche a really long time ago. I mix it together, and it just makes a really pretty hue. So I'm gonna try that out just to see how I feel about it. In person, it's not popping as much as I would like, but on camera, I think it's catching it really nicely. Okay, the second highlighter that I want to go in with is actually a bit of my Mars Melter, the original Mars Melter from Kaleidos Makeup. I'm still so happy that I got my hands on it. And I kind of just want to top it. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop playing in this blush. Because now I feel like it still has the pop, but then it also has pink if you were to like go close up. Moving on, I'm gonna be doing her eyebrows, which, okay. I'm gonna be doing it to the best of my abilities, but I don't know how that's going to go, because I made them like long and like thin. They made them long and thin. I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. Shape and Stay brow pencil. It's just wax. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I believe this is in the shade Dark Brown. Or maybe Black Brown. Sorry, I have to see the picture. Yeah, could I have made it thinner? Probably. But I'm trying. Okay, I am gonna go on top of this liner. I am gonna go on top of this brow pencil very lightly with some of my Cream Shop. I'm like, maybe this is a sign to finally let my eyebrows grow back out. Oh, it's not the same at all, but I'm not gonna recreate them to a T because I'm very bad at like brow blocking, using the glue, drying it down, the powder, all of the extraness in order to make completely new brows. Next time, maybe next time. Next, I am going to do, I guess it's time to do the eyes. It's a very deep berry, and then I can see that there's a really pretty shimmer towards the edges that come into a point. There's no eyeliner that points out, so there's no cat eye that I can do, which I would love to do. Okay, so for this look, we are going to be taking our time. I have 3 palettes with me, though. We've got ABH Modern Renaissance, okay, an oldie, she's an icon. And then last but not least is going to be my Glamlight Chucky palette, because I think I could essentially just use this shade and maybe a little bit of this shade and maybe some of that shade too. But I'm not sure yet. I do want to go from lightest shade to darkest shade just to make sure that I'm not over saturating my eye, if that makes sense. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and go in with, see her photo again. I'm going to go in with this shade kind of all over the eye. I'm going to use a really big fluffy brush in order to do that. And this is the shade Love Letter. Oh, wait, almost forgot. Almost forgot my tone activator. This is from Kaleidos Makeup. It's the Tone Activator Eye Primer. It's very goopy. It's basically spilling out of the tube now, which is really nasty, but it's really good, so I don't want to get rid of it just yet. I'm just going to reuse this brush. I'm going to cover the whole eye. The only problem is that it like kind of stays wet, like very slick. Kind of using this to soak up some of it. Now I'm gonna go in with that shade. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of bring it out. Okay, now I'm gonna work on building up the inner eye shade because it's very deep. And then I will be dipping into Till Death Do Us Part. You bring it out down here. Okay, so now I think that I'm actually going to dip into, because in some photos it looks orange, in other photos it looks pink. It's actually kind of quite hard to tell. So I think I'm going to dip back into Modern Renaissance, but I'm going to try Venetian Red. Okay, that's better. Sorry, I have to keep going like this to kind of check how high I've made it. I've made it quite higher than it needed to be. And then I need to start making the outer corner shape. Gonna dip back into my Chucky palette. I think I'm actually gonna go even deeper in the inner corner, and I'm gonna try Play Pals, this shade. I do think I brought it up way too high. So I think I'm actually going to try and diffuse some of this. Okay, I like it like that just a little bit more. And then I have to get my under eye. So I'm essentially just going to be using Till Death Do Us Part and then going in with Playdate on my under eye. Now I'm going to go into Play Pals. Okay, so before I go in with some shimmer to make this all like sparkly, I do want to go in with an actual eyeliner just to see if I can tightline my under, like my waterline. I don't know how that's gonna go. Okay, bottom lash is successful. So my camera did overheat. I did finish my eyeliner and then I did go in and deepen up my inner corner a little bit more. So now I'm gonna quickly go in with that shimmer that I can see going around the outer rim, and I think I'm gonna try it with It's Showtime. Never mind, that's too dark. That is not what I want at all. There's no pink in here. Let me see about you, Mama Pat. Not exactly. I'm gonna try to use this K-pop and see if maybe I like what happens. I'm just gonna outline the shape. It's not the color that I wanted. I may go on top of it, but I'm not too upset about the shape. And then I am going to fix the shape, add a little bit more pink to it, and then I will be right back. Okay, so because my camera's battery was just taking quite a long time to cool down, I did go ahead and kind of finish. For the lip, I went in with my only Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink in the shade Charged 140. It's not the exact shade, but it does have the sheen and the gloss that Zendaya had on. So I was like, you know what? That's probably the best pick that I have out of everything available. I did go ahead and throw on my wig. And then for the kind of outer highlighter shimmer thing that's going on, the only shade that I could find that I liked to use for it was actually from my only Rude Cosmetics Attitude Academia, and it is in this shade Puri Kura. And when I opened it up, the whole shade actually fell out. So I'm gonna have to go in with a little bit of alcohol to make sure that I can get that to sit well in there, because the whole thing just went blip, fell out. Other than that, I think I'm gonna put on just a little bit of my Essence Brighten Up powder. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. pointed foundation brush. And I typically only use a little bit in the first place. Kind of around my nose and my under eye, just right in the corner. Let's quickly put on my Almay Volume and Conditioning Mascara. I feel like she does have on lashes, but at the same time, all of the ones that I have, they just don't, they don't fit that. They don't fit that. So I'm just going to put on some mascara. Because either she has on lashes or she has on some thick mascara. And it was really pretty, but I don't really have anything that can simulate that. Okay, mascara on. I'm gonna take one more look at her photo, just to see if I maybe missed anything or if I want to add in another tone. Okay, yes, I can see something that I missed, so I'm actually gonna go back in. Gonna go back in with the shade Play Pals. Gonna bring it out even more. And then a little bit of Till Death Do Us Part. Yeah, because it looks like it went more onto the nose. So I kind of went onto the nose a little bit more. And buff it out a little bit. Okay, I think I like that just a little bit more, and I think that's it. Okay, here's this side, and then here's this side. What do we think about it? I know that it's not a perfect reenactment, it's not a perfect match, it's not a twin, but possibly if you squint, I look like a cousin. Okay, and I'm willing to take that. The worst part for me was definitely the brows, just because I didn't like do a one-to-one recreation. I just kind of added on a tail to my own brows, so that, number one, that's not going to be the same. But other than that, I did try to, I could work on the shape for sure, but overall I don't think it's that bad. Wait, I'm gonna add a little bit more eyeliner. Okay, I promise I will stop adding additions. Okay, I'll stop looking at the photo. This is it. This is the final look. Please let me know what you guys think. I know it could be better, but I had a lot of fun. Also, thank you for asking me to do this, Nick. It was really fun. But that's it for this video. Please remember to eat, have a meal, please hydrate, you guys, and I will see you in the next one. I will be reviewing the game Potion Permit, and I have another react to the group M Black coming up for you guys. Bye!